Hey everyone, Ryan here. So today I wanted to talk to you about the Power Rangers Legacy Red Ranger helmet. This came out in November of 2016. I only just bought it recently when there was a big sale on it on Amazon America. It dropped from the $99.99 list price down to $58.99. Although with shipping it ended up costing nearly 60 something pounds, I still thought it was a good price because over here it's still £100. I like what Bandai have been doing with morphers and roleplay and blasters and dragon daggers and sabers and power swords, and I had started thinking about buying my own helmet. There is actually a UK based seller who designs really realistic Power Ranger helmet replicas, and if I could afford to, that would be the one I would have got. As it is though, it's not something I'm that passionate about to drop that kind of dollar, so I went for the cheap option. It is primarily just for display purposes, just to add to the burgeoning real life-size Ranger stuff that we've been getting. This though doesn't appear to be completely life-size. It does seem to be a little enlarged on what a traditional size helmet on the show would be. That in and of itself I'm okay with, but the problems of when it arrived, that's when things really started to go wrong, and that's why I've got two. So I was okay with it being a little bigger than it should be, made my peace with that, ordered it anyway. It arrived, or at least one of them did. So the first one arrived and everything looked hunky-dory for about a minute or two. Then I started to really start being judgmental of the impressions that are kind of set into the plastic. It wasn't as smooth and as quality a product as I was expecting. There were a lot more almost mini dints in it, which kind of took away from me the point of this being like a really good collector's replica. Additionally, I did try on the helmet and I thought that the visor was quite foggy and it was really difficult to see, especially at the apex of the visor where it kind of folds in and reaches this kind of prism point where everything is distorted. So if you're trying to focus on something ahead of you, as I am right now, then it's really difficult to see. I just thought I had a faulty one of a bad batch, so I asked Amazon to replace it, which obviously they said yes to. It then shipped out very speedily this replacement product, and I thought, oh, everything's gonna be gravy now, everything's gonna be great. No, in fact the new one is probably worse. The new one has really unneat paint application throughout, and most disappointingly it's got this abrasive scratch mark on one side of the helmet. So I'm left wondering, is this just me? Am I the only one that has this problem, or are they all like this? I've had two now. I have to be temporarily out of pocket to ship one of them back. It's not an ongoing game I can keep playing, so I'm just going to keep the first one. Fortunately, I didn't rush to return the first helmet because my post office wanted to charge me £70 to ship it back, which for those of you keeping track would actually cost more than I paid for the thing in the first place, just to ship it back. Amazon are going to refund this, but that's a lot of money. In terms of should you buy it, well, it's not a bad product. It does look quite nice, especially from a distance. The details on it, the silver teeth on the white outline visor, very accurate. The shape is perfect. It's not like, say, a Legacy Red Ranger figure. The stand is a really nice touch and kind of cements the idea of keeping it just somewhere out on display. The hairnet was a funny touch. Fortunately, I don't need mine, so I'm keeping it in the bag. Personally, I don't think I'll be buying any more of these Legacy helmets. Probably. They just take up so much room, and the palaver that I've had with this doesn't really make it worth it to keep jumping in and buying more. I mostly got this one because I never got the Shout Factory Season 1 to 20 box set because I don't like how Season 20 ends, but I really like the idea of that original Red Ranger helmet encompassing the whole series. So while I'm not going to be trying to shove discs into the hole at the bottom of this, I think eventually I will have a unit to display all of my Ranger roleplay stuff. It was a very cool idea, and I do think it came from a good place. I think Bandai are at their best lately when they are trying new things in the Legacy line rather than just more repaints of the same things. I just don't know if the quality of it is up to spec for someone like me who likes to be really super critical about things. That said, if you haven't picked up a Legacy helmet, they are still pretty easy to get hold of. I would say if you still want to pick it up, then get it at the sale price. For those of you that already have the Red Legacy helmet, take another look for me, will you? Will you have a look if you have any dints or rubbish paint applications? It would be good to know if these were just two really rubbish ones. Another thing I picked up from web reviews is that some of them have different shades of front and back piece of the helmet. Can't, to be honest, tell with these. I think they're both fine. But check yours out and let me know which version you got. Apparently it was more the early models that had the different shades of red. Also interested in knowing, would you guys buy any more of these if they kept bringing them out? I suppose if you could get them all for $60, then that's a very cheap way of collecting 7 helmets. Or would you prefer if they just kept doing Red Rangers, a bit like they did with the 20th anniversary Red Ranger action figures? Or are we looking more at the wall that they had at a recent convention advertising Power Rangers 25th anniversary, where it is just random colours and they form a kind of bright, colourful set? I hope you enjoyed this. Hope I've not terrified you too much about what state your own Legacy helmet might be in. That's it for this one. See you later.